let's stop pretending that we're gonna leave. We ain't got nowhere to go. How you doing? Hope everybody's blessed and well. Like I said, let's go ahead and hit that share link. I want just to invite some people in this afternoon on this Tuesday to encourage you to continue to be uplifted in spirit and have good health. But nevertheless, we're here to engage in the activities of today. And as you well know, that we are out to do a contest because it's Valentine's. Valentine's Day is here. And by that Valentine's Day being here, a week before Valentine's, we got a contest we're going to be running on frequency distribution, WVDM radio, when I come on from 3 until 5 on frequency distribution. And of course, you know what I like to do. I like to share some love and let people be aware that it's all about us working and bringing forth change and having fun. We can't always have fun, but we can do a little bit better because, Valentine's Day, we got all these holidays. We might well to celebrate. We might well to show some love in the community, And I did this contest because of my friend who is a recording artist. He goes by the name of KC, the Dangerous One. And his EP that I'm going to be giving away for Valentine's Day is entitled KC, the Dangerous One, Lyrical Life Lessons, episode 2.0. And when you win, I will get the EP autograph, give him the name, and he will autograph it to the person that wins. And that way, that we're doing something to help our local artists, to help bring forth, the change in the music that we listen to, the music that we, share. We have to be able to let people be aware that it's all about our youth. It's all about sharing and bringing forth a new way so that our young people will be positive as well. And that's what it's all about with me. I hope that it's all about with you. We want everybody to be able to join the festivities, and until we get our young people understanding what love is, and we begin to reach out to everyone that we can to help motivate and you can't take back the community. I don't know why, that's everybody's opinion. So that's their opinion. But my opinion is I've been doing this ever since the 80s. I've been doing this ever since I was in school, doing things in the community, marching and being a part of, change. You ain't taking back nothing because you don't own it. You pay taxes. But you don't own none of the land you stay on until you buy it and pay for it. Then you have a little say so. But you can't take something back. You can't take back the community because it's not the community. Let's get it, why we keep labeling stuff with the wrong labels. Take back the community. If we could take back the community, if it was that easy just by saying that, we wouldn't have no problem. We wouldn't have no problem. But the problem that we face is we have to take back the minds of our young people. That's why I created this talk show. That's why I created the music format. That's why I do contests, so to show them that we care about them. And if you don't get their trust, you've been talking for a long time. I've been doing this for a long time on the radio, not just locally, nationally. I've been talking about the effect that we have in our community. I've been on national radio. I'm not just local. People say, well, you're on Facebook. Ain't nobody listen to you. I've been on national radio. And you keep going down the same road. Our young people are dying. Do you ever go by the cemetery and see how many young, as when I was growing up, my mama used to say, you said today you see, so before she passed away, you see just many short graves as you do long graves. We're loading up the cemetery with short graves. Short graves. Brothers are dying. Sisters are dying. Aunts and uncles are dying. What part that we have to, you don't understand what we need to do. We need to come together and to change the way we are approaching things. And the only reason why people are changing now, more you change, more you try the same thing, the less results you're getting, because that's what young people are saying, really. We ain't listening to you. And when they say that, they're really trying to get you to understand is if you were saying something that they wanted to hear, it wouldn't be a problem. Lyrics, this music here by KC is a love story of love for your significant other, the community, and yourself. Let's put it that way. We're not here to try to make you believe anything, but look around you. Everywhere you go in our community is violence. Because whatever the mind think it, it's what the mind becomes. You have the power to change it, but you're not connecting with your spiritual side to change it. How can you tell a young person to do anything if they never read a Bible? How can you tell them? Just by you saying, well, don't go out there and get in trouble. Did you pray over them before they walked out that door? Did you say a prayer at night while they was laying in bed that if God would let them see another day? What do you think? It's just automatic? We're made in his image. We have to continue to connect with his spirit because that's what drives us, is his spirit. He wants us to have fun. That's why the earth was created, so that angels could come here to do things that they couldn't do in heaven. Yeah, I know it's a lot of renegade angels out there, and they done turned up, and they done turned up to influence the good angels. Babies don't know nothing about killing nobody. I don't care if they're purple, green, but we are stuck on color. Oh, he's white, she's black. He's an Indian. We got so many names for each other. The only name you should have for each other in the real world, that's a human being. That is a human being. We are different races because of the different lands that we come from. But we're all human. We all bleed. I ain't seen not one person in the news that they went and police were called shooting, somebody's bleeding, somebody's shot. How do they know he was shot? Because he was bleeding. He was human. Somebody's dead. The spirit cannot dwell in the body anymore. All you got to do is talk to your undertaker. Parents that you had a loved one, or talk to the doctor, talk to the undertaker. They'll tell you he's gone. But after so many days, his spirit will leave his body because it could not function, because it's no longer there. We have to show love to each and every human being on the planet. I wasn't brought up to be angry, disrespectful to anybody. We were brought up to say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, and no, sir. Somewhere along the way, we got off track. And it's not all the parents' fault. That's part of the government's fault. Because the government told teens or kids, if your mama punish you, pick up the phone and call the police. They started giving power to the young people. Your dad's, he did what? Your mom did what? Okay. They coming to get them. And what do you think that was for? So you have no control over your kids. Because you don't have control over them now. Look around you. No, not everybody. Not everybody. Some people know how to raise kids, but those kids are being killed by kids that weren't raised right. And the government said, you don't have to listen to your parents. Call us. We got you. They'll come get them and take them out of the house. Look at your kids, your young kids, little kids just going to school. Put them on a yellow bus. Everything you're being indoctrinated. Look at the schools now. Violence going on in the schools. What's happening? You got to put metal detectors in there. You got police there. Shooting going on. Fighting going on. People are killing. Don't you ever think, how did it get to that level? Their kids are so bad, they shooting up the schools. They're shooting up their neighborhoods. They're even killing their moms and dads. So how do you think all that happened? The kids just got up one day and said, hey, I'm going to be a bad guy. And part of that is true. Valentine's Day is a time for love. Not just for their wife, their girlfriend, your husband, your significant other. It's for the kids too. Kids need to know about love. Love. Why do you think that that picture's in red? It's talking about the heart. What about the heart, you say? Well, let me see. Because you can't live without the blood flowing through it. That's why it's in red. So whenever you see that, you know that that's life. That's the life that keeps you and sustain you. We don't need guns. All we got to do is speak properly to each other. I am older than most of y'all that's watching this, so I'm pretty sure I am. But I still say yes, sir, and no, sir, to anybody. When I own and run Picasso's, the police, when they was taking us to take the license away, you know what they got on the stand and said? They say Picasso's treat people that come through the door like royalty. They say to them, yes, sir, and no, sir, because that's how I had my security. Why? We don't supposed to say yes, sir, and no, sir to each other? We are black. We can't talk to each other. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for choosing Picasso's. Thank you. Because you didn't have to come to this club. Any black business. You don't owe nobody nothing because they black and they got a business. But you support them because you want to see them prosper. This fight ain't just started. I've been in this battle for most of all before you was born. That's why I'm still in it by myself. Don't want no, I don't bring a group with me. I bring those that want to learn. Like when you go to school, Learn your history. That's why it's History Month. February, Black History Month. To get you to understand that it's your history, but it's up to you to lay the groundwork. I'm not here to talk about me. I'm here to talk about our young people, that we are missing the boat. And when we miss the boat, they're dying. They are dying. I do want to apologize for Jada Bobby. Unfortunately, she was coming in today because her song was released. Black Russian released her song, and Big Rodney, press CEO of Black Russian, texted me, and something unexpectedly happened, and he wanted to see can he reschedule, and I did text him back and said he could. But JD Bobby, her music was released on Friday, and the reason why I'm constantly showing artists of the local, because this community is not supporting their local artists until they get famous. When they get famous, oh yeah, that's my girl, that's my man. But where were you at when they needed your support? Where were you at when they needed? Where are you now with these young people trying to do the right thing, and other people saying, psst, 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 I got you. Come over here and make this. Come over here and make this song. Jada Bobby music is positive. Also, want to educate young people and looking up new words to say, new phrases. You ain't got to call the B word, the H word. You ain't got to call the N word. Her song is called Antagonizing. Antagonized. I'm putting IN on it. ING on it. Antagonized. Just released this Friday on all music formats. And we need to support this young lady, whatever it costs. If you can buy all the other people, that's your personal library. But why do we have to wait till we lose young, talented people that looks like her, that looks like us? Why can't we support? Why can't you support this young man, KC the Dangerous One, and a host of other ones that I play on my show? There'll come a time that I will be doing another contest to promote the other artists that I play. But I'm only one person. I'm only one. It takes one to bring one. If I can talk to you and you carry this message back to someone else, then I've did my job. You have done your job. I'm not blaming nobody for nothing personally. But how is it that we can't support the people we need to support? Want to take time to say happy birthday to Romonte Allen, who's celebrating his birthday this week. But what we have to do is be responsible for our youth when they come up, what they're hearing, what they're listening to, what they're watching on TV. If we could do that, if we could supply our young people with positive things, positive energy, then we can get some of these guns off the street. We can get rid of some of this violence that's going on every single day. Don't you think kids are afraid to go to school? They're being bullied. They're being threatened. We should not have to wait for it's not even 4 o'clock now. It's 3 o'clock. News start here at 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock. 30 minutes for national news and almost 2.5 hours or 3.5 hours for local. Is that much going on that it's all negative that we hear? It is so much going on in our community that all I'm saying is we say Black Lives Matter. Only thing that seems to be belonging to the local community radio, TV, is when Black people are dying. What we have to do is come together and protect our young people. We should have, the police or the city shouldn't have to put in curfews or anything else for kids to be in the house by a certain time. That's for the parents, single or couples. That's up to y'all to make those decisions. You don't need a law passed for somebody to tell you your child is out here in the street and where is he at? You don't know? You don't care? I don't care what I had to go through for my kids. I made sure they abided by the rules. I made sure that they was in the house at a certain time. I didn't threaten them. I sit down and talk to each and every one. This is what time, if you go over, tell me where you're going when you walk out the house. And if I approve, I'll let you go. If I don't, have a seat. Get your homework. How much homework you got? You did it. You did it in school. Okay. I'll tell you this. Don't let me get a letter from the teacher that you didn't have your homework. Don't let me get a letter from the teacher that you didn't pass your test. Don't let me get a call from the teacher you was disrupting the class. Please don't let me get a call from the principal that you getting son home. I'm just telling you. You ain't got to call the police. I'll call them because I'm going to tear your butt up. I got to hide. We have to take control of our youth because all these young people that's creating havoc in the neighborhood, they must own their own home because they tearing up the community. They paying rent and mortgages. They must be. Because how are they getting away with all this disrupted behavior? I love kids. That's why I do the show. That's why I started an internet radio. Because it's not about me. I can stop tomorrow. I'm still going to be good. I ain't got to do neither one of this. Spend hours developing different things to give them some activities to do that they want to be involved in. I got a lot more coming. But I'm only one person. I can't do it by myself. I don't have deep pockets. I just use the money that I get every month. Why? Because somebody has to do it. And I don't do it to get accolades. I do it because I made a promise. God let my kids live to get grown. God let my grandkids to get grown. Now I got great grandkids. I want you to be like me. I want them kids to grow up like my kids did. I ain't did nothing no different than you can do. I believed in the word of God. I believe he said, have faith of a mustard seed. He ain't go out there and tell me to do a whole lot of grand things. He just said, keep my word. And one of the main commandments in the Bible, the first one is, thou shalt have no other God before thee. The next one, I don't know them all. I can't remember. I mean, I know them, but I don't know them in order. The other one is important, is honor thy mother and your father, and your days will be longer here upon earth, which is I call now, and it's respectfully right. This planet is not called Earth. It is called Mother Earth. Put some, as they said, put some handles on Earth name, Mother Earth, because it's the birthplace of all living humans. We get it twisted. We get it twisted. Our kids are dying in the street and you don't know why? I don't know about you. I can't sleep at night because I'm tired of turning on the news, watching from 4:30 in the morning to 7 o'clock at night. How can you not know what's not going on in our community? Till the police come knock at your door, one of the friends call. Whenever somebody's 6 years old, take a gun to school and hide it, and they couldn't find it, and then turn around and shoot a teacher. And all we've been hearing since then is that one story. Driving it home. Oh, let's drive it home. Drive it home. The 6-year-old kid drove, took a gun to school. They could barely walk. Is you sure you gave the right age? Because 6 years old, I couldn't even hold a cap gun. We playing Westerns, pow, pow, pow. We got amendments saying you have a right to bear arms. Well, why don't you read that amendment real closely? It says you have a right to bear arms. You don't have the right to kill nobody. You have a right to bear arms in case of foreign invasion. You go out here shooting people if you want. And I've been to college and spoke to college students and told them the same thing. Well, I got a permit. I've been in the army and my husband. Okay. When that police officer stopped you, he ain't trying to hear all that. He want to know one thing. And if you didn't tell him, do you have a weapon in your car? It could be in the glove compartment, in the trunk. You still have to tell it. Nowhere, and he's going to pull his gun out and hold it on you. What part you don't understand? Our kids is what God gave us. He gave us someone to love. Someone that we can bring up and look like us, be better than us, live up to being guided by the person they call mom and dad on the planet called Mother Earth. God, Jesus said it, and he was God's only begotten son. And he says, when you pray in this manner, our Father, because Mother Earth is the mother of all living creatures. especially humans, regardless of what race, creed, or color. We get it twisted, and our young people are constantly dying. We still marching. Everything we got to do is marching. Well, let's do this since everybody likes to march. When the last time you marched down to the voting registration office and took your young person that's in high school to get registered to vote? The only thing that scares people in power is more registered people. When is the last time you talked to your kids about who's in office? And do they get the information on what they are doing? You ain't changing nothing, and it don't change the people that's been there for years. Look at Mitch McConnell. That guy been there so long. If he retired, he'll probably wake up thinking he's still in charge. We have to elect people that's going to do what's right for everybody. And I know they're working on it. They trying real hard to do that, you know. And that's why this week I'm doing a special edition for Wednesday. Wednesday, I'm going to have the young lady from the HIVE to come in tomorrow at 12 to 1, where business thrives. This is a minority business that was opened up by the city of Virginia Beach called the HIVE, located on Independence Boulevard, right around the corner from the Westland Hotel. That's the parking lot right there that you park in. But you go around on the other side. You go around on the other side and you park in the garage, and then you come back around. That's where the restaurants are. And when you park in there, you can get the elevator back down, walk out the parking garage, go to your left. Then when you get to the corner, go another left, and it's right there on the corner. Right there on the corner. You go in that door right there. Tomorrow, to let you know what's going on, this young lady here is named Autumn Bailey. She will be here tomorrow to explain the 2023 schedule at the HIVE for minority businesses, women businesses, entrepreneurs that's just starting up businesses. Tell you about help you need for grants, information to get your business registered, and a host of things. The funding that they have for new businesses, existing businesses that need help because of the pandemic. And this was done courtesy of Sabrina Wooten, who's on city council, who started this initiative over 2 to 3 years ago. And she has not given up. We have a beautiful place that we can meet, mingle with other entrepreneurs, other activities. And it's just not for Virginia Beach. You can stay in Norfolk, Portsmouth, Chesapeake. It doesn't matter. All the 7 cities, you can come here to this building and learn what you need to learn to make your business grow. It ain't it's the black thing, it's the white thing, it's the green thing. You ain't got no money. You need to be aware of what it takes to run a successful business. And this young lady will be here, Autumn Bailey, tomorrow to make sure that you could be a part of what's going on in 2023. They bring all kinds of speakers from the government, other businesses, so that you can thrive in what is going on in this 757. And as we continue to move along, just to get you on the right track, let me see if I got the right, no, that's my logo. About Thursday, whenever you want something, you never can find it in place. Let me see if this is the one. No, that's not the right one. Well, I got a picture anyway. I'm talking about the one and only from 12 to 1 on Vaughn Digital Media. GA for Justice is your host, the one and only Georgia Allen, former president of the NAACP in Virginia Beach. And she has a special guest that'll be coming on this Thursday as we continue to talk about Black history. She's one of the trailblazers for Black history, Georgia Allen. She's been the president of the NAACP. She's ran for city council and several years ago, and she's retired from the NAACP, but she's still active in the community. And these are the things that we need to share with our community. And so you'll know who your community leaders are, who those are still in the trenches, those that have worked on behalf of Black History Month. That's right. It's Black History Month. And I just want to be able to play this clip for you so you be aware of the Black History Month that's here. What we need to do is understand that everybody has a chance to serve.
To American history and culture. Black History Month actually started as...
I don't know why it does that to me. I don't know why. I don't know why if something stopped, you have to...
Negro History Week in 1926 by Carter G. Woodson. The goal of Black History Week was to educate African Americans about...
I'll let it stop, and then hopefully I can play it, start it from the beginning so you will understand that it wasn't from the beginning. That's why I
and they and their children stand on the shoulders of many who came before them, such as Martin Luther King Jr., Jackie Robinson, Rosa Parks, Thurgood Marshall, Madam C.J. Walker, and many others. Black history is American history and should be recognized as such by everyone and not just one race. This public service announcement was sponsored by B48 Productions and Maestro Advertising. Throughout the month of February, Black History Month celebrates the contributions of African Americans to American history and culture. Black History Month actually started as Negro History Week in 1926 by Carter G. Woodson. The goal of Black History Week was to educate African Americans about their cultural background and instill in us a sense of pride in our race. But in the words of a well-known actor, you're going to relegate Black history to a month? Black history is American history. All African Americans have to keep in mind the truth in this statement, and they and their children stand on the shoulders of many who came before them, such as Martin Luther King Jr., Jackie Robinson, Rosa Parks, Thurgood Marshall, Madam C.J. Walker, and many others. Black history is American history and should be recognized as such by everyone and not just one race. This public service announcement was sponsored by B48 Productions and Maestro Advertising.
Yes, that's by Barry Elliott. And if you need advertising done for your business, contact me at Best of the 757 Community Talk Show, and I can get you in contact with Barry Elliott Productions, and he can do a commercial for you. There's so much going on that we must look at. And because it's Black History Month, I try to bring forth effort to make sure that you be aware of the things that are going on in our community. Is our legacy from this point on just going to be talking about the number of people that got killed? Are we going to change the Black history and save our young people? Everybody has children. They want to see them grow up. This is the effort we must take back. I ain't trying to take back no neighborhood, because you can't take back the neighborhood. You can only talk to the young people and get them to understand they are the future. Take back your future. That's what should be the slogan. Take back the future. The future generation. The community is going. This community been here, and this land was here before we was ever here. And I ain't seen not one person that came that was here before we were, thousands of years or millions, the Black folks that was already here. If you ain't understood that yet, you are the original people of the planet called Mother Earth. The wars that go on to take something away that belongs to somebody else. Even when Columbus came here, he met with Powhatan. He said, how much do you want for some of your land? If I got the right chief, he said, it's not our land. We are caretakers. You can have as much land as you can afford to take care of. You have to take care of the land. When he said that, then he looked down on the ground. It's in the history books. He making it up. I may not remember each person's name. He said, that piece of color, that rock right there, can I have some of them? They said, sure, you can have as much as you want. What? You don't understand. And then they tell you, when the Pilgrims came here, they ain't had no food. The Indians, that's why they call it Thanksgiving. The Indians fed the Pilgrims because they didn't have any food. But then in the history that they tell you, that the Indians ate the Indians, that the Indians ate the Pilgrims. Why would they do that when they had a land full of everything? What is wrong? I mean, they can tell us anything and we just fall for it. But you won't read that Bible. That's what you won't read. Because God is the truth and the light. Our young people are dying for stuff they can't take with them. Our ancestors showed you, when you look at the pyramids, when you look at all the treasures they had worth billions, trillions of dollars, they didn't take nothing with them, but they left it as a reminder. What's in this world will stay. And that for which is not of the earth will have to go away. Your spirit goes away. It goes back to which it came. Talk about that. Where do you go when you die? You're not dead. The flesh is, but your spirit lives until God decides to where He will send you. If you understand anything about the Bible, it tells you that Satan and 100 legions of angels were kicked out of heaven. If Satan came all this chaos, did you ever ask yourself, how old is Satan? How old is Satan? And he's still around. He's not a flesh. He's a spirit that wants to be God. That's why the first commandment in the 10th commandment is, thou shalt have no other God before thee. What other God would there be? What other God will there be? It's the first commandment in the Bible. Thou shalt have no other God before thee, because I am a jealous God. But Satan can trick you. That's why you have to read for knowledge. You pray for wisdom so that your third eye will be open. I didn't come to preach. I just want y'all to understand our future. We have to take back our future. Our young people, they are the ones that's paying the price. They're the ones that's going to the pipeline to prison. If they don't make it out of the third grade, say goodbye. Say la vie. Auf Wiedersehen. And I don't even speak another language, but I know those words mean bye. And all we're going to do is sit and cry. And if you notice, a lot of people ain't crying. A lot of mothers and fathers ain't crying. Wonder why? I cry if my son say, just to say my children's name, I get emotional because I love them. How do you look at TV and see young people dying and parents don't have any emotions? I've been around death all my life. Cousins, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, grandparents, my mom and dad, brothers, sisters, nieces, and nephews. Some by gun violence. Nobody is immune. Running a nightclub, being in the business for over 40 years, I've been to many funerals of customers that came and supported me at my clubs that I manage or help own. Because I stayed in it because I wanted the community to have a safe place to go. But you listen to the cities and they'll sabotage your character in a minute. You should know that by now. You should know of how many people character they try to assassinate. But as God say, touch not my anointings and do my prophets no harm. I'm the most arrested person that's ever managed or run a club. Has been taken from the club in handcuffs. Accused of things that I have never done. Because I've never been disrespectful to no one. I know better. Never been disrespectful to customers, but I let them know they can't come to a place that I run if they're going to be disrespectful. Yes, I bother many people. 3 to 4, 6 months later, they're calling me, or their grandparents are calling me. Can you please let my kid come back to your club, please, sir? 70-year-old lady calling me, begging for her 2 nieces to come to the club. That's the only club they feel safe in. Because that's what I do. I didn't get into business just to make money. Money is to pay the bills. Money is to keep the doors open. Money is to have a staff that's dedicated to coming to work every night. So how is it that I got employees coming to work every night for years, but I'm running the worst club in the neighborhood? So when I decided to stop and say, hey, it's going to be for me, I'm done for now. I didn't have to stop, but I did it for a reason, to show people you're not running the clubs the right way. And that was in 2009 when I went to get my GED. 2010, I entered college. Tidewater Community for 2 years, transferred to Old Dominion University, and graduated in 2017. And I was in a special education class. I'm no different from anybody else. Why? Because I know what the kids are going through, because I've been through it. They took me out to 3rd grade. And even then, I asked myself, why are they taking me out of the class? They said, the teacher said, do you know why you in this? Well, they call it the ungraded when they took me out. So do you know why you're in an ungraded class? I said, no, ma'am. She said that you can't read. That means from 6 years old to 9 years old, I didn't know how to read. Yeah, if I gave you a book, if I give you a book today in Chinese, German, or Russian, not English, would you know how to read it? So if you're not being taught in school and getting help, because there's so many people in a class, the teacher can only spend 10 minutes with you. But I got to the special education class, and my teacher was named Mrs. Overton. I always bring up her name. She told me to come to the board and work out a problem. And I worked it out. And she said, okay, go sit down. Great job. And then after she finished with all the other class, she called me up to the desk and said, Henderson, I don't know why they got you in my class, but I tell you this. If you promise me you'll do the work I give you, I'll work my hardest to get you into a regular class. And I did the work that she gave me. But because we moved from Portsmouth Boulevard to Effingham Street, I was out of the district. I had to transfer to Riddick Weaver, where I was in another teacher's class named Mrs. Darden. And she called me up to the desk, say, how would you like to go to a regular class with other students? I said, sure, I like that. She said, but you got to promise me one thing. Excuse me. And I said, what's that? You cannot tell anybody that I did this. No one can know. Promise me you won't tell anybody. I said, yes, ma'am, I won't. She said, when it's time, I'll let you know. You just take your books and go to the next class. I was still in elementary school. I went to regular classes. I was going to the 6th grade classes. And the teacher there, when I went, she would tell her students, This young man here comes to me once a week or twice a week to this class. And he's getting A's on all his work he turned in. Why aren't you? Y'all need to study. Because he's studying. That's how he's able to get the work. I'm no different from nobody else. This is what I went through all the way up to Harry Hunt. The teacher said, why are you looking, daydreaming? Get your work done. So I said, yes, ma'am. I did the pages she told me to do. She said, why are you paying attention? Did you do the work I told you to do? I said, yes, ma'am. Okay, did you finish it? Yes, ma'am. Well, do the next 2 pages. I did it. She looked at me again and said, you are disobeying me. Bring those papers up here and let me look at them. When she looked at it, she said, go sit down. I did that. The next day, she went to the office and called me up to her desk and said, Henderson, what grade level are you on? I said, grade level. This is a special education class. There is no grade level. She said, I pulled your record. Your record say you can't do nothing but 3rd grade work. I said, 3rd grade? I said, I haven't did 3rd grade work since I left the 3rd grade. That was when I was 7 or 8. She said, I apologize. And this was a white teacher. She said, well, how did you get to? I said, well, the other teacher let me go. That taught me how to study and get, learn how to do my work. The other teacher that when I left Frederick Weaver, she let me go to regular classes, and she said she did, but it's not in your record. I know. She said she couldn't tell anybody. She said, let me ask you something. Would you like to do that over here? I said, yes, ma'am, I'd like to. So she said, I'm going to ask a few teachers and see will it be all right if they come, you could come in their class and study. I said, yes, ma'am. I only remember one teacher class I went in, because that was when I was about 15. And because when you turn 16, you got to go to high school in a special education class. And as you get older, that's how they move you around. I can only remember Mr. French. His name was Mr. French. I think he taught, history. I think it might have been history. Don't quote me, because, like I said, I was only 15. And I got good grades in there. When I had to leave there and go to Wilson High School, same thing with the teachers. What grade level you on? I said, special education class. My teacher let me go to regular classes. She said, what? I said, the teachers let me go to regular classes. She said, hey, yeah, you won't do it here. I'm not letting you go to regular class. I can't remember her name, but she said, I'm not doing it over here. I'm not going to lose my job. And even after I finished, I met Mrs. Darden's daughter, and I was working the polls in Virginia Beach, and I hadn't seen her since she was a teenager. And she said, I told her what I was doing. She said, man, my mother would be so proud to know that you are in college. She always said you were smart, but her mother had passed away. It's because of the dedication of those teachers. They took a chance of losing their teacher's license. They took a chance on me. So I have a price to pay for the people that invested in me when they could have lost their job. It's why I do what I do. But with that said, it's time for me to run. I hope that you take time to share this video with others. As I tell anybody, as I quote, it's not about me. It's what we're born to do. Like the ones that are dying. The enemy knows who they are, who child they are, and why they are here. The enemy will take their lives. Remember to love yourself and put God first. Everything else will fall in place. It doesn't matter what others think about you. It's what you think about yourself. Join me at 3 o'clock, hopefully. Good music, variety of music. And if you got a request, hit me up on Facebook Messenger, text me. And when the broadcast, I always do an intro about the test. You can click on that link beneath and you'll be into the studio listening to the music. And you can also Facebook message me, or you can text me at 757-630-9745. Leave a voice message and let me know where you're calling from. If you got a request or you just want to say, I'm having a great day, let the world know. Because it's the negative energy, the silence that is destroying our neighborhoods and our community. We have to take back the minds and hearts of our future leaders. That's all I'm trying to do, to make sure they have the same chance to life that I had. See you at 3 on WVDM Radio. And tomorrow from 12 to 1 on the Best of the 757 Community Talk Show. Until then.